Oh, good afternoon or good evening to each and every one of you from across the country or around the world. My name is Michael Clouse, and I'm coming to you live on this 29th day of March, 2017, from my home in Bennington, Nebraska, which is right in the United States. And of course, the purpose of our conversation here is to talk for about the next 30 minutes about isogenics and really the opportunity that is being presented for those that are living in the United Kingdom. Now, we know we have many people watching live, but the majority will be watching later. So this is being recorded, and we'll share this information for the next week. We do these presentations live each and every Wednesday. So if you enjoy this and you'd like to invite someone back next week, please feel free to do so. So let's talk again about what's happening and why this might be important for you. First of all, a couple of life strategies that I've developed really over the years I've been living on this spinning planet. I really don't believe in trading time for money. What about you? Have you ever noticed that if you go after a job and a promotion, you can always create more income? But what usually ends up happening? We lose more time. We can always get rid of the income and we can instantly free up the time, but without the money, life can be challenging. And so I think as you're moving through time, what you, like myself and so many others, have been trying to do is uncover that balance. But here within the space of isogenics, we really don't believe we should be looking at money and time this way. We also don't believe that we should be pulling ourselves into or agreeing to this contract that's been put in front of so many of us really without our knowledge or our consent. I mean, no one ever sat down with me when I started off working and said, hey, would you be interested in working for about 40 hours a week for about the next 40 years of your life to retire on but a fraction, say 40% of what I'm paying you now? I would have said no. And yet we find so many people still buying into this. We don't think it's a good idea. What about you? We also don't believe in putting life off to some distant point in time. Here in the States for years, maybe in your country as well, we referred to this as the golden years, as if somehow, some way, as we move through life, we would eventually be able to retire, spend time with the people that we cared about, and have plenty of money to enjoy our freedom. But when we look at these charts, the information about what's really happening, we're finding that most people, sadly, regardless of their age, still find themselves needing to do something to produce income. Here's what we do believe. We do believe that wherever we've caught you, you probably are looking for a couple of things out of life. At least these two things. Number one, we believe that people want to live in a better body. I don't know how yours is performing. When you see your vision or your reflection casting back to you, say it looking into a full-length mirror, are you the type of person who's inclined to look further into the mirror or to simply cast your gaze away from it? You know, we don't know exactly what's happening in your world, only you do. But the question really is, how do you feel? How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? How do you feel when you're moving through the day? How do you feel at the end of the day? How are your clothes fitting you? And again, how is your health? You know, isogenics is a great product, which we're going to be talking about. It really is a system. And for most of the people who join us, it is about losing weight initially. Here's the crazy part. For some people, it's really more about their health from a standpoint of gaining muscle. Here's a good example. This is a friend of mine. His name is J.J. Burden. He played for the National Football League, which is American football here in the States, for a team called the Kansas City Chiefs. He was a wide receiver. Joe Montana was throwing passes to J.J. way back in the day. And when J.J. got involved with isogenics, he was already in shape. You can see him on the left-hand side. I think most men, if they looked like that at about 50 years of age, which is J.J.'s age at this time, they'd be pretty happy. But look at J.J. on the right-hand side, and you begin to appreciate what happens when you continue working out, but you feed your body with the right nutrition. Yes, we can take people from being kind of flumpy or fluffy or frumpy or whatever the word happens to be to truly looking fabulous. This is about getting weight off. It's about putting muscle on. But overall, it really is about going from kind of being a little bit uncomfortable in your skin to feeling absolutely fabulous as you move through life. I knew Craig Coleman here, pictured on the left, when he was over 300 American pounds. I also knew him on the right when he lost that weight on Isagenix. And unlike so many other diets that are in the marketplace, people that have lost weight on Isagenix that continue to follow the system, and we'll talk about the importance of that, continue to keep the weight off, just like Craig has. Jill Berth, pictured here on the left, started virtually every type of weight loss program you could possibly imagine. I think 20 or more times she tried virtually every diet that seemed to come along. She had all the before pictures, but never had an after picture until Isagenix. You can see Jill here pictured on the right. She still looks absolutely fantastic. Yes, regardless of your age, regardless of your weight or your health, if you put the wrong foods into your body, it doesn't tend to go well. By contrast, if you give your body what it needs, it tends to go much better. And that's what we're really looking to do. We want to live in a better body as we're moving through time. And we believe that Isagenix is something that can give us the opportunity to do that. We also believe that if you're living in that better body, you probably would be comfortable living out of a bigger bank account too. I mean, after all, if your body is performing, if you feel amazing when you wake up, you move through the day with effortless ease, but you can't pay your bills, you're probably not going to sleep very soundly at night. So there's a combination of things that we're looking to accomplish. And yet here's what we've also uncovered. People today who want to live in those better bodies, that want to live out of those bigger bank accounts, really aren't interested in having to go somewhere necessarily to do it. Now, if you want to go to a gym, that's fine. But if you want to go to an office, that's fine. But most of us really are interested more in the virtual aspects of life. As I stated at the top of the hour here, I'm sharing this information with you live today, 29th of March in 2017, from my home in Bennington, Nebraska. If you look at a map, we're literally dead center, right in the middle of the United States. And yet, wherever you happen to be, whether you're watching live or later, you're probably in your home. And that's the beauty of this. It's what we really refer to as virtual franchising, being able to be almost anywhere with almost anyone and be in a position to provide financially for the people you care about. Because here's the thing. If you could really remember the classic words from The Wizard of Oz, there really is no place like home. Most of us that have families would rather be at home with the people that we care about than getting up at the crack of dawn to an alarm clock that's awoken us from a sound sleep, only to shower and eat something very quickly, jump in the car, fight the traffic, and go off to an office and spend our whole day away from the people we care about. I mean, wouldn't it be better if you could actually find something that you would enjoy doing that would allow you to be with the people that you care about? Well, if these sound like interesting ideas to you, maybe even ideas that you could get behind, if you really think that living in a better body would benefit you or the people you care about, and if living out of a bigger bank account would also appeal to you, and if you could do that virtually from almost any corner of the globe, well, you should probably consider coming and joining us. You see, we're on a mission to help people and to really free them from physical and financial pain. And our goal here, as you clearly see in our mission statement, is in the process of doing that to create the largest health and wellness company on the planet. So how are we doing? Well, this particular month, March of 2017, we've just celebrated our 15th year in business. During those 15 years, we've started in the United States and we've expanded now to 12 countries. So you'll find Isagenix in the United States, in Canada, in Puerto Rico. You'll find us in Mexico, in Colombia, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and we're just beginning to come into the European continent. We're going to start with the United Kingdom as the purpose of our conversation today, and then expand throughout the European Union. During those 15 years, we've been able to sell more than $5 billion in cumulative volume of our products and the products that we're talking about today. So we know they work. We know people will use them. We know people get a great benefit from them, as you saw in the before and after pictures that I was sharing a bit earlier. This, of course, is our world headquarters, located just outside of Phoenix, Arizona, 150,000 square feet that allows for almost 1,000 employees to make sure that we have everything we need to create that virtual business. They'll take care of the science behind the products, the manufacturing of the products, the distribution of the products. They'll make sure the accounting is handled. They really make sure sales, marketing, all of the things that are necessary for a real business are taken care of by our corporate office for all of us. And so here's what this is really all about. You know, if we were at university, and if there was a required course at university called Opportunity 101, and if I happened to be the professor of that class, here's what I think I might be teaching my students. If you really want to understand how to recognize an opportunity and to position yourself in front of that opportunity for maximum success, find the largest problem you can possibly find, where people actually want a solution and are willing to pay for that solution. And then find that solution and connect the two together. If you could, in other words, monetize solving the problem of the masses, you could create something pretty extraordinary for your family. And that really is what Isagenix is all about. So let's talk about just one of our systems, what you see pictured right here in front of you, what we call our 30-day weight loss system. Now remember, not everyone is interested in losing weight. Remember our friend J.J. Burden? He was interested really in just maintaining his health and gaining lean muscle. But most of the people who join Isagenix are interested in dropping a stone or two. And for those individuals, we offer this as an option. You see the price point there, 267 pounds, but let me walk you through what you receive. First of all, there are approximately 90 meals, 90 meals in a typical 30-day month. We arrive at that number by including breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the 3 meals a day that most of us should be eating, and taking those 3 meals a day times that typical 30-day month. So 3 meals a day times 30 days is about 90 meals per month. Of those 90 meals, this system that's placed right here in front of you on your screen will replace about 68 of those meals. So if you'd like to know how much the Isagenix 30-day weight loss system will cost you, the first question you'd have to address is, well, what are you currently spending? In other words, if you don't order this system, what will you spend for the next 90 meals? And we're going to provide, again, 68 of them. So for most people, we'll talk about this concept in a minute called redirecting our spending. But let's talk about the components of the system. We know our bodies are comprised mostly of protein. In fact, if you take a lean human and you dehydrate them, you then powderize them, and then you analyze them to find out what they're actually made out of, and science has actually done this, we know that our bodies are made from more than 50% protein. Protein is very different than vitamin D, where you can, in theory, get it if you're in enough sunshine, where your body will make it. Our bodies don't make protein. We have to ingest it. We have to eat it. We have to eat the eggs or the meat or the cheese or the vegetables or the nuts. We have to eat enough of it for our bodies to function. If we don't, we die. So if you're still alive, well, at least you're getting enough not to be dead. But are we getting enough for optimum health? Now, there's a much more interesting question. I can ask you to go take and do your own research and find out how much protein you need, and then contrast that by the amount of protein you're currently receiving every day. And if you're like most people, you'll find out you're coming up quite a bit short. The average person should be getting close to 100 grams of protein per day, and that same average person isn't getting but a fraction of that amount of protein. So our bodies really don't perform well when we don't put the right fuel in. So here with Isagenix, we have the right fuel, what we call undenatured whey protein that we get from New Zealand, one of the most pristine places on earth. That particular protein source is something our body understands how to utilize and how to internalize so that we can actually enjoy it and benefit from it. But if we put that into a dirty vessel, it wouldn't benefit us as much. I mean, after all, if I gave you an ashtray that was full of cigarette butts and some beautiful, ripe, organic raspberries amongst those butts, it probably wouldn't look that appetizing to you. No, if I were going to give you some nice, healthy produce, wouldn't it be better if I served it on a clean plate? And so what we want to do first and foremost, and this is the real difference between Isagenix and so many other programs that are out there in the marketplace, is we understand we have to clean the body out first. We have a concept within the system called nutritional cleansing. It really is all about intermittent fasting with nutritional cleanse support. And so you're going to see that. You notice a little canister down there at the bottom. It says Cleanse for Life. We'll start you off by cleaning your body out. And then we're going to make sure, like taking a shower on the inside, once it's clean, we then flood it with the right vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and then we protect it from oxidative stress. That combination or that system just flat out works. And, well, you saw the results that people are getting. Now, when you understand again the problem, so many people interested in losing weight, let's just take that one segment of the population, and the solution, we have a system that really works. And again, if you could connect those two and monetize it, well, you might set yourself up for financial success, or at least that would be the idea. And so we compensate people for helping us share this information to the ultimate end consumer. Jim Coover, who's pictured here, is the architect of our compensation plan. And whoever invited you here, I'm not sure if it'll show up on your mobile screen or not, but ask them to take you and show you where this video presentation lives. You've just got to sit back and enjoy the time with Jim and have him explain to you how we're paid. Because we not only get paid for initially sharing the products with the ultimate end consumer, but we get paid every time that consumer reorders. And when people like a product, they will reorder over and over and over again. And that makes a huge difference. And it also presents an opportunity for us to create something substantial for our families if we're so inclined. I mean, after all, we could do this business sometime if we were inclined to do that. And that's more reactive. When someone says, wow, you're looking great, you're losing weight, what are you doing? And then we answer their question by talking about isogenics. And when people start doing that, they tend to gravitate more to part-time, where they're a little bit more forward, I suppose you might say, saying, hey, I'm sharing these products. Would you be interested in trying them? Or I'm going to try this system. Would you like to try it with me? And then we have individuals like myself, my wife, and so many others around the world where we have found that this can truly become a full-time endeavor. Just like any career path, it's not perfect, but like any career path, it has some very nice benefits. So how does this all work? Well, let's talk first of all about where the money is going to come from, because it's a question you'll need to become comfortable in answering. People will always ask, well, where do we get the money to pay for the products? And the short answer is the money will come from wherever you're currently spending it. I mean, after all, take a look at this information. Don't know how small your device is that you might be looking at this on, so I'll tell you that according to Visa, you know, the people that make that credit card, well, in 2015, they did a survey of their own Visa card members, the people that held the Visa card, and they wanted to find out how much the Visa card members were spending on lunch, just lunch with their Visa card. Well, the average you can see is $228 per month, and that's average. Well, remember the price, $267 for 68 meals, or 267 pounds rather. Imagine if you happen to be one of these average individuals, you could cover almost all of the costs just by redirecting your lunch budget. And that's the beauty of isogenics. We can take money we're already spending on food that isn't serving us, and we can redirect it over to isogenics where we can put the right fuel in our body so that we can get better results. Well, what about the business side? Well, just like we would redirect the money for the products, we can also redirect the time to build a business. You know, we are told through research here, the average American is spending now about 90 minutes per day looking at their mobile device. What about you? How much time do you spend on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever your particular dropout method happens to be? You know, it doesn't really seem to matter where you are in the world. Most of us don't have our phones at any given moment in time more than about a meter from us. You know, it's almost like the second nature just to have it and reach for it and look at it. We do it all day long. You know, 90 minutes a day amounts to almost 23 days a year. Now, not 23 8-hour days. We're talking about 23 24-hour days every year. If you took that amount of time and divided it by a typical 8-hour work day or a 40-hour work week, we're talking about 3 months a year of normal work time that the average person is spending just looking at their phone. So imagine if you had a system where you had the right products, again, that would solve a problem, and you learned how to reach out on social media using the time you're already investing to find those people interested in solving a problem. Well, you could create something pretty extraordinary. And the great news is you wouldn't need to figure this out. We have top tier leadership from myself and my wife who currently are very thankful and very appreciative to be the #1 income earners with Isagenix worldwide, to extraordinary leaders on our team like Lisa DeMeo, who in her own right is an Isagenix millionaire and the #24 income earner. We've got more leaders than I could possibly speak about in this short conversation with you, but trust me when I say we're not figuring this out. We've already learned how to do it. And what we're finding is that it works just as well in Bennington, Nebraska, as it does in almost any other country in the world where we're doing business. And not only do we know what we're doing as team leaders, but we have an exceptional company that offers exceptional corporate training. You're looking here at what we call our 90-day action plan. And we've really developed this philosophy that we build our business as we live our life in 90-day blocks of time. Just like the seasons are about 90 days long, spring, summer, winter, fall, we continue to move through time in 90-day blocks. And when someone begins to join our company and they're interested in the business, we will walk them through how to download this material for free and be in a position to have a guide that can be right there with them to teach them exactly what to do. And regarding the products, wow, do we have a great program to keep you on track? Because we all need to be encouraged and supported if we're going to get a good result. You know, the retention rate for those people that are part of the IsaBody Challenge is so high, I'm not even going to mention it. Because if I did, you'd think I misspoke or you wouldn't even believe me. But trust me when I tell you that the people who are using the IsaBody Challenge are getting not only the results that they want, but the retention rate for us from a business building standpoint is phenomenal. So why would someone want to do that? Well, it's just the incentive that a lot of people need to stay on course. And there's some great prizes. Yes, we have a grand prize of £5,000, which is really quite nice. We have some honorable mentions and some challenge finalists, but we also have the achievement awards where everybody wins. If you complete your IsaBody Challenge, you are going to receive free product, a t-shirt, and so much more. And what's really awesome about that is that you're being rewarded for doing what you wanted to do anyway, to live in that better body. And that's just the beginning. So how do we do this as a team? Well, this is where we believe we have a little bit of an advantage in the marketplace. We have the same company, we have the same products, we're paid off the same compensation plan schedule, that's true. But we have some leaders on the team that have helped put together some beautiful social media platforms to really help you spread this message with the people that you know about. So we have our product page with now, I've got to update this number, it says over 80,000. It's now over 87,000 members where we're talking only about product on Facebook, very easy platform for people to learn. We support them on our Fresh Start page so they can get their product questions answered and understand how to get the best out of the products. And then we teach and train them on our business support page. So wherever you are, as long as your mobile is not too far away, you have access to us through the social media pages and access to the training you need to grow your business. So what should you be doing right now? Well, if you're in the United States marketplace or any of the other open markets that we have, you should be sharing Isagenix with the people that you know and care about and letting them know that they can begin joining us now. But for those of you that are in the United Kingdom, what I would encourage you to do is to set up your account today. It's free to actually have a placeholder and be in position to start receiving all the information as it becomes available through the company. So how do you do that? Well, you cannot enroll yourself. Let me be very clear and say that again. You cannot enroll yourself. If you find any website out there that would give you the impression that you can actually enroll yourself, that's a non-compliant website put up by dishonorable people. Please avoid it. Sadly, there's some people that have heard we're coming and they're trying to kind of scam people into thinking and collecting personal information. Don't buy into that. We do have to be careful in this day and age, and I think we both know that. No, you want to talk with the person who invited you here today. And they will log into their own back office by going to joinisagenicuk.com. So now remember, all of you listening, you need to go to joinisagenicuk.com. And if you're already a member, you need to log in using your member name, your username rather, and your password. Once you've logged in on this page that looks like this, and if it doesn't look like this, please don't give them any information. You're in the wrong place. Make sure it's joinisagenicuk.com. Once you're there, they can get you enrolled. Here's what information they will need. They'll need your full legal name. They'll need your mailing address. They'll need your mobile number, your email address, and the county where you live. That's it. Once they have that information, they can set this up, and then you will have your own username and password. And then you will be able to go to joinisagenicuk.com. You'll see this same login screen where you'll be able to put your username and your password that they just created, and you will be able to also share the gift of Isagenix with others. Now, you're not able to buy product today, but that's okay. It's coming very, very soon. The warehouse is being filled as we speak. A lot of great things are happening over there. The roadshow is going on currently. If you have tickets, you're going to be learning even more from Travis Garza, who's our Chief Sales Officer. And if you missed out on this go-around for the month of March, Eric Coover, who is Jim and Kathy Coover's son, who happens to be one of the owners of the company, he will be there next month in April doing another roadshow. You're really going to like Eric. Very, very smart young man. We're most impressed with him. And so we'd really recommend you get started today, that you go to joinisagenicuk.com and you get enrolled, or make sure the person who invited you here goes there and gets you enrolled. Open that no-cost account today and start building your team through this pre-launch time period, because there really is no better time to get started than now. I mean, after all, if someone were to offer you an opportunity, like I'm offering you today, I believe a great opportunity, but you're not really sure exactly how it works, or if you're not really sure if it will be for you, I'm telling you, say yes. You can learn how to do this later. My wife and I are coming up on our 6th anniversary with Isagenix. We're again currently the #1 income earners worldwide. We have a team of more than 137,000 people in the countries we're currently working in today. And we're very much looking to expand that into the UK. Many of you watching this, of course, are already a part of that team. And we're looking forward to getting to know you over time and to working with you personally. It's going to be a great experience. You're going to love the products. Once you have them and you start experiencing the benefits, you'll be like so many of us, you'll become advocates. You'll be shouting from the rooftops about the benefits of feeling amazing when you wake up, of moving through the day with effortless ease, and sleeping like a baby at night. And if that sounds like something that you would enjoy, along with the potential of actually earning an income by doing something that you love, then say yes to the opportunity, say yes to the person that invited you here today, get back with them and say, I'm ready to set up my no-cost account. What do we need to do? They'll take it from here, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week when we talk a little bit more about Isagenix. Thanks so much for listening, and wherever I've caught you, enjoy the rest of your day.